Do you know why most Power BI reports fail even when the dashboard look perfect? It's not because of DAX, it's not because of visual, it's because of poor data modeling. Now think about a real world company. Data is usually stored across multiple tables: customer data, product data, orders data, seller data. All of them are stored in different table or database. Now your manager comes to you and say, prepare a report and give me the business insight. But here is the challenge. All the data is scattered across multiple tables. To analyze the data effectively, you first need to connect the data. You need to build a relationship between the table, and that is exactly why data modeling is so important. In this video, we are going to learn data modeling in Power BI from scratch. We will cover what is data modeling, primary key and foreign key, how to create relationship, fact table and dimension table, cardinality, star schema, snowflake schema, active and inactive relationship, cross filter direction. And the best part is all the practice files used in this video are available in the description below. So make sure to download them and practice along with me. Now, if you guys are excited, then let's dive into data modeling in Power BI. So guys, let's see what is data modeling. Here is a simple definition of data modeling. Let me highlight it. Right. A data modeling is the process of organizing data. So basically it is a process of organizing data nothing but tables, and defining relationship between them so data can be analyzed efficiently. I think you understood. If you didn't understood, don't worry. Let me repeat it again. Data modeling is the process of organizing data table. So basically it is a process of organizing the table and building relationship between the table so that we can analyze the data efficiently. I hope you guys understood. If you didn't understood, don't worry. Let me show you with one example. Right. I think the screen is clearly visible. So first let us understand why we need to build a relationship between the table. So let's take an example. Here I have taken one customer table. Alright. And next we have the sales table. Now look here guys. Inside the customer table, I have taken two different columns. The first column is customer ID and next we have the customer name column. Right. Now inside the sales table, here I have taken sales ID, next customer ID, and this is the amount column. Now my simple question is, I want to calculate customer name wise total sales. So basically I want to find customer name wise total sales. So now we need to find the customer name wise total amount, right? Now if you notice carefully, the customer name column is available in customer table and the amount column is available in sales table, right? Now if you want to build a connection between both the table, you need to take help of data modeling. Once again I am repeating, if you want to build a connection between multiple table, you need to take help of data modeling, and without data modeling you will not able to generate the report as well as you will not get the proper insight. That is the reason the data modeling concept is very important whenever if you are working on multiple table. Alright, now just to look at the screen carefully, if you want to connect two table, you need to have at least one common column between both the table. So basically here we can see the customer ID column is present in both the table, customer table and the sales table. But in case of customer table, this customer ID record is unique. Here you can see the unique record is 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically these are the unique record customer ID assigned to each customer name. But whereas in case of sales table, the customer ID record is repeated. As you can see clearly, customer ID in the customer table is a primary key and the customer ID column in the sales table is a foreign key. We will discuss further, just you need to understand the logic, right? So after building the connection between the table only, we can able to find customer name wise total sales amount. I hope you guys understood what is the meaning of data modeling with this real life example. Now if you want to understand in detail what is primary key, foreign key, most of the people have confusion between both the keys. No need to worry. I am here to guide you step by step. A primary key uniquely identify each record in a table. So basically it contain only the unique identities. As I already discussed, this is the primary key which contain unique record. So basically there is no repetition. It cannot contain duplicate values or null value. This is very important guys. When you are going for an interview, the interviewer may ask you what is the use of primary key. Then you need to say that a primary key contain only unique values. There is no duplicate value as well as there is no null value. I hope you understood what is actually primary key. In the same way, let's understand what is a foreign key. A foreign key is a column. Let me highlight it. A foreign key is a column that create a relationship between two tables. So basically with the help of foreign key only we can build a relationship, but in both the table there should be one primary key and next foreign key. This is very important guys. It refers to primary key of another table. So basically the foreign key refers to primary key of another table. Let's take an example. As I already told you, these are the two table, customer table and sales table, right? The customer table contain primary key which is a customer ID and the sales table contain customer ID which is a foreign key. Foreign key means it refers to the primary key of the another table. Okay, this is the customer table. Now with the help of this two column we can build a relationship between the table and we will see practically, then you will understand more in detail. Alright, I hope you guys understood the difference between primary key and the foreign key. These two concepts are very important. Just you need to understand the logic. Primary key means it contain only the unique value. Foreign key means it contain duplicate record. Okay, if you guys understood, make sure you write in the comment section and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and you can share this video to your friends also, whoever want to become an expert in data modeling. Right now we will understand the data, because if you want to build a connection between the table, first you need to understand the data, right? So in this video I will be taking 4 different table. Now let's see the table number 1 is orders data. Now inside the orders data, here we can see these are the columns, right? The columns contain order ID. Next we have order date column, customer ID, product ID, seller ID, price, quantity, payment type, and order status. So basically it is a sales data I am taking. The sales data contain, this is the order data which contain the mix of everything. It contain the customer record also, what we say product record, seller record, and few more also. So let's understand in detail. Now moving to the next table is product data. The product data contain 3 different column. Let me highlight it. Right, the first column is product ID. Next we have product category and the product name. So basically this data contain only the record of product. Now if you notice carefully, this product ID column is a primary key. Once again I am repeating, inside the product data the product ID column is a primary key, but whereas in case of order data, here we can see this is a product ID column, right? This product ID column is a foreign key. Let me write it here. And this product ID column in product table is a primary key. These are two important points you need to note it down. Now with the help of this common column between both the table, we can build the connection between. So basically we can build a relationship between both the table, and with the help of relationship what we can do is we can find the record of product category and as well as we can find the record of product name with the help of this product ID common column. Okay, now moving to the next table is customer data. Now let me show you guys. The customer data contain 5 different column. The first column is customer ID. Next we have customer name. This is a customer state, customer city, and this is a pin code. Now let me tell you guys, the customer ID column is a primary key. This contain only the unique record of each customer detail. So basically the customer ID is a primary key, and inside the orders data the customer ID column is a foreign key. Once again I am repeating, this is a primary key in customer data and customer ID column is a foreign key in orders data. This is very important guys. Now with the help of this common column we can build a relationship between orders data and the customer data. If you are a beginner also, don't worry, I will explain each and everything step by step, and if you have any query you can write in the comment section. Alright, now moving to the next table is, this is the seller data. Now this seller data means the person who is selling the product. Either the product can be like electronic or any different product. I will show you the complete data also, don't worry. Now this seller data contain seller ID, seller zip code, seller city, and this is the seller state. Now this is the seller ID column which is a common column in both the table orders data and the seller data. I hope you guys are understanding. You need to practice along with me. Okay, now we will see the data which is real data available in Excel file. Let me open the Excel file. So guys, this is the Excel file I have opened. The file name is sales data. Let me zoom in, guys. The Excel file name is sales data. Now let me show you guys. This file contain total 6 different sheet. Let me highlight it so that you can understand clearly. Let me zoom in. The first sheet is order. Next we have customer data, product and seller. So right now we will focus only on the first sheet, and this is the state and city. I will explain you later on what is the use of this two sheet. Now look here, guys. Let me show you. The orders sheet contain the complete record of order, right? Now if you want to see total number of record, let me press control down arrow. If you want to see the last record, the last record is 2500. So basically this data contain total 2500 order. Okay. Now in the same way I will go to the customer data where you can see the customer record. So basically this sheet contain only the customer data, and let me show you, right. This customer sheet contain only 100 customers. So basically the customer data, we have only 100 customer record. Now moving to the product sheet. Here we can see the product detail. Let me show you guys, right. The product sheet contain total 90 unique product. Okay. So basically there are total 90 products. And next moving to the seller, these are the seller who are selling the product. Now these sellers are, let me show you, right. The total sellers are 40. Sorry, not 40, they are 30. The total sellers are 30. In the same way, these are the state sheet and the city. I will explain you later on. If you want, let me show you. No problem. This is the state ID and this is the state name. And next we have the city ID, city name and state ID. If you guys are excited to see practically how we can build a relationship between the table in Power BI, then make sure you write in the comment section excited, and like this video, subscribe to the channel. Until now, if you have any query, do write in the comment section. Alright. Now what I will do, I will close the Excel file, and finally I will close the Excel file. Now on the screen, I have opened Power BI file, right? Now I think most of you already know how to import the Excel file inside Power BI. If you don't know, don't worry. Let me show you. Either what you can do is, either you can click on this import data from Excel if you want to import the Excel file, or on the top there is one option Excel workbook. With the help of this also you can import the Excel workbook in Power BI. What I will do, I will simply click on import data from Excel. Now you need to give the file path. Just click on browse. Now from here you can see this is our sales data workbook, right? I will simply click on the sales data sheet. Now click open, and now click on next. Look here, guys, if you can't see, let me zoom in. Now you need to simply click on next. Let me show you. Click next, and finally you can see one window will appear. Actually this window is known as navigator window, but you might be thinking why our data is not visible. Now let me show you, guys. Now inside the Excel workbook, as I already shown you, the Excel workbook contain total 6 different sheet, right? Let me zoom in. These are the 6 sheet: city, customer data, order, product, seller and state. So basically all the sheets are sorted in ascending order according to the alphabetical. If you want to see the data, what you can do is you can simply click on sheet. Let me click on city, and finally here you can see inside the preview you will able to see the complete record of your data which is available in the city sheet. But guys, there is one problem. Let me show you. Here we can see these are the column heading, right? By default what it is showing column 1, column 2, column 2. But our column heading is city, city name, state ID. So basically we need to do the transformation with the help of Power Query. Now in the same way you need to see the customer data. I think the customer data is perfect. Inside the data preview you can see the complete record of the customer data. These are the data type. Now let's see the orders data. Yes, the column heading are okay. Now let's see the product data. Okay guys, for product also we need to do the transformation. We need to make the first row as header. Now let's see the seller. Right, this is perfect. Now let's see the state. Yes, for state also we need to do the transformation. I think most of you know already how to do the transformation. It is very simple, guys. So first you need to check all the sheet. Look here, guys. You need to enable all the sheet. If you want to load or if you want to transform, you need to check these options available. Then only you can see this option will be activated, which is load. I think it is not visible. If it is not visible, let me show you, guys. Just to look at the screen carefully, I will simply click on this option available. Now from here what I will do, I will simply click on transform data. So basically with the help of transform data, what will happen? Your data will load to Power Query editor. Just wait for a few seconds. The Power Query editor will open. Now inside the Power Query editor, you can do the transformation, you can do data cleaning and lot more tasks you can do. Now on the screen, you can see the Power Query editor is open. If you are using the Power Query editor for the first time, don't worry. Let me show you guys. At the left hand side, this is the query section where you can see all the sheets are available like order, customer data, product, seller, state, city. At the center, you can see the complete data. This is the order data, right? In the same way, if you want to change the table name, from here you can change the sheet name or you can say table name. Name as orders. And below we can see this is the apply step where all the apply steps will be added whenever we are making any changes to the data. Now we need to make changes to the customer data, not. We need to make changes to the product data where we can see the column names are column 1, 2, 3. But we need to make product ID, product category, product name. So basically we need to convert the first row as header. If you guys know how to convert the first row as header, let me know in the comment section. If you don't know, don't worry. Let me show you guys. So what you can do is just to go to home tab. Now inside home tab, there is one option, use first row as header. Let me zoom in, right. Now simply you need to click on this first option, use first row as header. So let me click on this option and finally see the magic guys. Now you can see the first row is converted into header. So basically it is promoted, and in the same way in the apply step, one step is added which is change the type. I think most of you know already what is the use of apply step. If you want to go to the previous data, like if you want to go to the original data, you can just click on the above step which is promoter header where you can see the original data. I will simply click on change type. Now here we can see these are the data type of proper. If you want to change the data type, simply you need to click on the option available. From here you can change the data type. Now moving to the seller sheet. Here okay. Now state, right. Now we need to convert again. So what I will do, I will simply click on use first row as header. Now in this way you can convert the first row as header. In the same way we will repeat for the city also. Just to click on use first row as header. I think now everything is perfect. Let me check the order. Right. Here we can see the order date, customer ID. I think the data type is also perfect. Done. Now our data is clean and neat. Now what you can do is you can load the data into Power BI. It is very simple guys. Now go to home tab. Now under home tab there is one option close and apply. Simply you need to click on close and apply. Now finally the data is loaded in Power BI successfully. At the right hand side you can see this is the data pane, right, where you can see the data is loaded. Let me show you. This is the city data. Let me expand it so that you can see city data, customer data. These are order data. Next we have the product data, seller data, and this is the state data. Now look here guys, all the data is loaded successfully and these are the column names available. Now let us see how we can manage the relationship between the table. It is very simple guys. At the left hand side different icons are available. So what you need to do is you need to simply click on model view. Look here guys, you need to click on model view. Once you click, and here you can see these are all the data available. So basically these are the tables. Now if you observe carefully, by default the Power BI has automatically detected the relationship. Right now here you can see, let me show you. I think total 6 tables, right? Let me minimize it. Okay. If you want to automatically create the relationship in Power BI, you need to do one setting. Let me show you guys. First to click on file and now go to option and setting. Look here, follow along with me, option and setting. Now click on option, just to wait for a few seconds. One window will open, right. Now inside this different options are available. I will simply go with the data load. This is very important option guys. Click on data load. Now here you can see what data load will do. It will detect column type and header for unstructured source, and this is the relationship. Now you need to simply click on this option, auto detect new relationship after data is loaded. You need to check this option. This option is very important. Now once you check this option, what Power BI will do, it will automatically detect the relationship between the table when the data is loaded in Power BI. Now in my case it is already enabled. If in your case it is disabled, you can simply check this option and you can enable it. Now simply you need to click OK, and finally here you can see the relationship is created. Now look here guys, if you want to manage the relationship, like first what I will do, I will delete the relationship. It is very simple. Just right click on the line. Now you will get one pop-up, delete relationship. You need to click yes. Now look here guys, there is no relationship between the table. Now let me show you guys practically why we need to create the relationship in Power BI. Let's suppose what I will do, I will create one table. I will insert one table visual. This is the table visual, right? Now this is the orders, right? Now inside the orders data, here we can see the order date column. Or what you can do is you can take order ID. I will select the order ID. I will simply drag inside the column. Now we will get the order ID. Now let's suppose I want to find the customer name. What I will do, I will simply drag the customer name inside the column. So once you drag and drop, here you can see there is one pop-up. Let me show you guys. There is one warning. Can't determine relationship between the field. So basically you need to create the relationship between the table. Then only you can see the report. I hope you are understanding. Now what I will do, I will simply delete the visual, right? Now let me show you guys how you can create the relationship. It is very simple. Now look here guys. This is the orders table, right? So basically the orders table contain foreign keys, and whereas this seller, this product, in the same way customer data contain primary key. Now inside the orders data, let me show you. The customer ID is there, no? The customer ID column is common column between both the table, which is the customer ID in customer data. So what you need to do is you need to simply drag the customer ID and just keep on the customer data, which is customer ID. Once you drag and drop, you will get one pop-up. This is a new relationship. Select table and column data related. Now finally here you can see from table, from orders table, right? Now this is the customer ID column. Okay, this column is common column between customer ID as well as orders table. Now here you can see, from here you can select different table if you want. I will simply click on customer data. Now finally it will detect the customer ID as a common column. It will also give the cardinality. I will explain each and everything step by step. Right now what it is doing, it is giving the cardinality as many to one. So basically it is many to one. Orders to customer data, it is many to one. Contain duplicate values. But in case of customer data, the customer ID is a unique, which show many to one. Now what you need to do is you need to check this option, make this relationship active. Now finally let's click on save. And once you click on save, the relationship is created. This is how you can create the relationship. I will give 1 minute of time to everyone. Pause the video and just you need to create the relationship in this way. How I am creating. Just to follow along with me to create the relationship. Now here you can see the cardinality is 1 to many, guys. This is the cardinality 1 to many. Okay. As you can observe, the customer ID column is highlighted. Now let me repeat it again if you didn't understood. So what I will do, look here guys. Now this is 1 to many relationship. I will repeat for the seller. I will take this table here. Now inside the order ID, let me show you. This is the seller ID and this is the seller ID, which is the common column. Now simply drag the seller ID with the orders table seller ID column. Now finally you can see you will get one new relationship. From table you need to select the table, which is seller table, seller ID, order table, seller ID. Now it is one to many relationship because seller ID contain the unique values. Seller ID column contain unique values, but in case of orders table it contain duplicate record. I hope you are understanding. Now simply click on save and finally the relationship is created. This is how you can build a relationship between the table. Now let me show you one more alternate way of creating a relationship. It is very simple guys. On the top there is one option, manage relationship. You need to simply click on this option available. Let me click here. Now we can see the manage relationship pop-up will appear. I hope you guys are following along with me. Now here you will able to see all the relationship which we have created. This is the customer data to order, which is one to many, and this is also one to many. And the status you can see this is active and this is active. Now if you want to create a new relationship, simply you need to click on this option available. New relationship. Let me click on this option. Now from here you need to select the table. Now we need to build a relationship between product table and the order table, and the common column is product ID column, right? Now what I will do, I will just to go to manage relationship, click on new. Now select the order table. Now from here select the product table. Now here we can notice the Power BI has automatically detected the common column which are product ID column in both the table, right? In the same way, we can see the cardinality which is many to one. This is very important, guys. You need to understand the cardinality. Now simply you need to click on save. And finally here you can see the relationship is created. Let me close it. Right. Now look here, guys. This is how you can create the relationship between multiple table. Now let me show you guys all the different types of relationship. The first one is one to many, which is very important, guys. Just you need to focus on the screen. One to many means one record in the first table can be related to the multiple record in the second table. As we have already seen, one to many means one primary key and this is foreign key. Okay. So this is known as one to many relationship. So basically one is repeated multiple time in the second table. So this is known as one to many relationship. For example, you can see one customer can place many order. In the same way, let me show you the second relationship. You can just go through this PPT or you can say PDF I will provide to you. All the practice file will be given in the description below. The second one is many to one. Many to one means this is the foreign key and this is the primary key. So we are building the relationship from many to one in this way. Okay. Multiple record in the first table relate to a single record in the second table. Many orders belongs to one customer. This is one kind of example. Now finally we have built a relationship. Now I will go to report view. Now I will insert one table. Right. This is a table I have taken. Now what I will do, just to look at the screen carefully. From the seller table, I will drag the seller ID in the column. Just to drag and drop. Right. Now I want according to seller ID, I want the total price. I will take the price column from the order table. Just you need to drag the price column in this way. And finally here you can see, guys, the relationship is created and we can see the sum of price for each seller ID. This is how you can build a relationship between the table. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel because it motivates me to bring such more amazing content. Alright. Now listen carefully. In data modeling, this table is known as fact table. Often we call it as data table, and these all table are known as dimension table. Look here, guys. These table are known as dimension table, which contain one. So wherever there is one, this table is known as dimension table, and wherever there is star, this table is known as fact table. So this is a fact table. We often call it as fact table or data table, and these all are nothing but dimension table. Okay, guys, these are dimension. This is also dimension. Now let's see in detail what is the difference between fact table and dimension table in detail. Let me show you with the help of PPT. Right, here we can see the difference between fact table and dimension table. A fact table contains measurable business data such as sales, revenue, quantity, profit. So basically these are known as fact table where you can see the measurable values. It usually contains the foreign key that connect to dimension table. As we have already seen, the fact table is connected with multiple dimension table. Okay, in this way it is connected. So these are known as fact table. This is known as fact table. These are dimension table. Now let's see the dimension table. A dimension table contains descriptive information used to analyze the fact. It provides the context to the data. So basically it contains the descriptive information. As we have already seen, the customer table contains the customer ID, customer name and the city. In the same way, you can see the product table contain product key, product name and the category. And in the same way, if you want to remember, fact table means number, transaction and metrics. And the dimension table means description or attributes. In the same way, let me show you guys. These are some simple interview difference. You can just go through it. Just you need to understand, because in interview, the interviewer may ask you what is the difference between fact table and dimension table. You need to understand logically. Okay. If you guys want to become an expert in data modeling, you need to just to follow along with me, practice along with me, because when you practice only you will understand this concept. All right. Now moving to what is star schema. I think most of you don't know what is the meaning of star schema. Let me show you guys. The fact table is in the center, surrounded by dimension table is known as star schema. It is very simple guys. The fact table is at the center and surrounded by dimension table. These are the dimension table. Now let me show you guys practically. First you need to understand the concept. Right, this is the star schema. Let me show you practically. As we have already seen in the PPT, the orders table is the fact table, right? The seller is a dimension table, right? The customer data is a dimension table, yes. The product table is a dimension table, yes. Now what we call this schema? Look here guys. Now let me know in the comment section, what does this relationship represent? This relationship represent star schema. Let me write it here. Star. Look here guys, this is very important. Star schema. SEHEMA. So wherever if you found, let me write it down. Right. So wherever if you see the fact table at the center and the dimension table surrounding the fact table, this kind of relationship is known as star schema. Alright. It is one to many, one to many, one to many. So whenever the fact table is surrounded by dimension table, it is known as star schema. I hope you guys are understanding. Now look here guys. Here we left with two different table, city table and the state table. Now look here guys, the state ID column is common column in both the table, right? So what we can do is we can build a relationship between the table, and with the help of this we can see the common column is selected, many to one relationship. Now click on save, and finally here we can see the relationship is created. Now look here guys, we need to build a relationship between the order table and the city table or state table. Why? Let me show you with the help of table view. Now inside the table view, this is the order table, right? Now let's suppose I want to find the state, or let's suppose I want to find the state ID for each order ID. So basically the state ID is present in the state table, which is state ID and the state name, right? Now if you want to create the relationship between the state and the orders table, you need to have one common column. But there is no common column between the order table and the state table. Now what you can do is you can create a snowflake schema. Let me show you guys what you can do is, let's suppose here we can see the customer data, right? Now inside the customer data there is one column which is customer state. So basically the customer state column is common column between the customer data and the state data. Now inside the state table, this is the state name and this is the customer state. Let me highlight it. So basically the column name is different but the content is same. Now what we can do is we can build a relationship between both the table. Let me show you guys what you need to do is, let me take it here, right? Now what you need to do is just to drag and drop the customer state with state name. Once you drag and drop, and finally here you can see the Power BI will automatically detect the relationship where you can see the customer state column and this is the state name, and it has given the many to one relationship. Now what we can do is we can build the relationship. Simply click on save, and finally look here guys. Now the relationship is created. Now what is actually meant by snowflake schema? Let me show you with the help of PPT first, right? Snowflake schema. Let me show you guys. A snowflake schema dimension table are further divided into related table. So basically the dimension table are further divided into related tables. Here state detail are separated from customer into another dimension table. Here you can see this is the fact table which is order table. Now this is the customer table which contain the customer, okay, state ID, right? This is the dimension table which contains state. This is the state name, and this is the state ID which is the common column between both the table. Now with the help of this common, so basically by just creating the relationship, what we can do is we can access to the fact table and the dimension table just by creating the relationship between multiple table in this way. I hope you are understanding. This is fact table, this is dimension table, and this is the dimension table for this particular customer data, and this is the fact table for this particular table. Now just by creating the relationship in this way, this complete relationship is known as snowflake schema. What we call it as snowflake schema. If you guys are understanding, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. And till now, if you have any query, do write in the comment section. Now let us see the last and final topic of this video, which is active versus inactive relationship. Alright, now look here guys, this is the active relationship, this is a dimension table, and this is a fact table, where you can see this is the line which is one to many. This solid line represent active relationship. Let me show you again guys. Wherever if you find the line in this way which is solid line, this relationship is known as active relationship. And wherever if you find a dash line like this way, this is known as inactive relationship. Let me show you practically, then you will understand clearly. As you can observe on the screen, all the relationship are active right now. Look here guys, these all are active relationship, and it is represented with solid line. Let me zoom in. Right, so basically these are the active relationship which is representing with solid line. Now let me show you guys, if you want to convert into inactive, what you can do is you can simply right click on this. Now go to properties. Now here you can see one option is available, make this relationship active. Simply you need to uncheck this option. Now once you click on save, here you can see now this relationship is inactive. Let me zoom in guys. Now this is inactive relationship. Now let me tell you guys what is the meaning of inactive. Let's suppose if you want to make any calculation, or if you want to perform any calculation between both the table, you will not get an accurate output. If you want to get an accurate output, either you need to convert into active relationship, or you need to take the help of DAX formulas. Let me explain you with the help of PPT. Right, the fact table means it is used automatically by Power BI for filtering and calculation. Here you can see the example. Whereas the inactive relationship means exist in the model but not used automatically. Example you can take, and it can be activated using DAX formula. So with the help of user relationship formula, you can take the dimension table column, and this is a fact table column, and you can build the relationship between the table. This is how actually the active versus inactive relationship work in Power BI. I hope you guys are understanding. If you have any query, do write in the comment section. Now with this, I think we have completed all the topic. And let me tell you one more important topic guys. Right click on this, go to properties. Now here you can see one option is available, cross filter direction. By default it is single because it is many to one relationship. Now let's suppose if you are using many to many relationship, you need to click on both option. Okay, you need to click on this both, but right now you need to click on single only because we are working on many to one relationship. This is how you need to understand guys. Click on save, and finally the relationship is created. This is how the data modeling work in Power BI. So guys, we have successfully learned data modeling in Power BI from scratch. If you guys found this video helpful and learned something new today, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really motivates me to create more valuable content for you. And if you are interested in learning data analytics concept, then stay connected with me. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep growing. Take care. Bye bye.